Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the How to Build series where we're going through every single champion in the game, rare and above, and I'm putting together kind of a quick reference guide for newer players, earlier game players who feel like they need a little guidance with a champion. I won't be going into masteries and late game builds and strats and things of that nature because it gets a little convoluted and can be a little specific depending on how you want to utilize a champion. So again, this is just a quick reference to give you a little guidance and send you in the right direction with a particular champion. Quick disclaimer, I'm not saying my way is the best way or the only way or that I know better than everybody else. Again, just trying to put these videos out to help players less experienced than I am. So, having said that, let's go ahead and get into it. I am going to run through this, so get your notepad ready, get ready on the pause and rewind, and let's jump into it with the Hospitaller. She is a support in the Sacred Order. Looking at her base stats, she's got pretty decent base HP. Nice base attack considering she's a support. Base defense is a little on the low side, I guess. And then speed, she breaks the 100 mark. Not bad base speed. So interesting base stats. They're not bad. And she's got an interesting combination of HP and attack going on here. So let's see what her skills look like. First skill, attacks one enemy. Pretty standard, not much to go over there. Second skill, attacks all enemies. Has a 50% chance of removing one random buff from each target. 75% chance when it's skilled up. So this is nice. It's never bad to have an AoE strip of sorts. So even if it's, so I mean that's a pretty decent chance to do it too. So if you land, if you put some accuracy on her, she's going to be pretty likely to strip a buff off everybody she hits. So that's nice. Third skill places a 15% increased speed and a 15% increased crit rate buff on all allies for 2 turns. That's pretty nice. You can get it down to a 3-turn cooldown as well. So any speed buff's always nice, and the crit rate buff to go along with it is just a nice bonus. And her passive revives a random ally with 25% and places a block damage buff on them for 1 turn whenever Harrier kills an enemy. Now Harrier's one we'll be going over a little later. He's a void champion in the Sacred Order, and we'll cover him a little bit later. But they apparently have some sort of synergy together. So this is not really relevant unless you have Harrier and you put him on the team with her. And then she's got a 10% speed buff in all battles. So cool little kit, actually. She's got the strip, the AoE strip. She's got the speed and crit rate buff. So off the top of my head, I think she's going to do well in dungeons. And I think she's going to do well in arena. If you make her fast. She doesn't have an attack bar boost, which is unfortunate, but still the speed buff and the crit rate buff is nice. It's going to make it so that your damage dealers can do a lot more. And even if she doesn't have the attack bar boost, she does have the speed buff, so she still gives them an opportunity to go first in the arena. But yeah, I think she'd be a nice little campaign addition to a campaign team. Could do well in some dungeons with the strip and the AoE. She could help you wave clear a little bit. Again, you're not going to be stacking a bunch of damage on her, but she does have nice base attack for a support. So she's going to do a little more damage than your typical support would. And then the speed buff in all battles, is nothing wrong with that. So yeah, I think maybe fun in arena, maybe fun in campaign. Not much utility in clan boss or like Fire Knight because you need multi-hitters. But I would say campaign and arena is probably where you're primarily going to use her, honestly, if you wanted to really put her to use. And then the passive with the Harrier, that is a cool passive. That is nice. The HP, the revive with the block damage kind of ensures they're going to get a turn. So if she revives the right person, or if only one champion is dead, yeah, that's fun. She's fun. I like her. Nothing amazing, nothing insane here, but fun, unique kit, not just typical run-of-the-mill stuff, you know what I mean? So I would say, yeah, probably campaign and arena is where you're going to use, where I would use her anyway. I'm sure you could find other uses for if you wanted to. And then as for stats, I think we just want her to be really fast and tanky. So speed and HP sets are going to be your go-tos in the earlier game for sure. And I would probably go HP percentage on the gloves, HP percentage on the armor, and speed on the boots. So any combination of HP sets and speed sets you have that boost those stats. She does not need accuracy because she has... Oh, I take that back. She does need accuracy because of the strip. I forgot about the strip for a second. So let's rewind that just a little bit and say maybe throw an accuracy set in the mix as well. So maybe like an HP, a speed, and an accuracy set. and then still HP percentage on the gloves, HP percentage on the armor, speed on the boots. And then in her substats, you're going to be looking for HP percentage, speed, and accuracy. And then resistance is actually not crucial for her. She's not that kind of support. So HP percentage, speed, and accuracy, I would say, are her important stats. And then if you wanted to experiment a little bit and play around with some damage, you could try that as well and see what kind of damage she's actually doing with these skills, this AoE and this first skill. You could probably get some sort of interesting hybrid thing going on with her, where she's stripping and doing a decent amount of damage. And for example, one instance where she would be nice in the arena is, I'm sure you've noticed if you've played in the arena, that people love the shield sets. They love putting on the shield sets. So if she goes first, and you don't want to speed and crit rate buff right out of the gate, if you want to try to get rid of the shield, she could strip the shields off, giving the rest of your team less to fight through, right? So if she goes and strips the shields, and then you've got your defense breaker like War Maiden or something, and then you've got your nukers, they don't have to fight to get through the shield, right? So it's a lot more likely you're going to get the kill first turn. So that's one example of how she could have some utility in the arena. But yeah, just shoot her HP percentage up, her speed up, and her accuracy up. And then if you wanted to play around and experiment a little bit, you could try some working some attack in there somehow, and just seeing how she does. I'd be interested to know what kind of damage she could be capable of without sacrificing too much of the other important stats. So I think that's going to wrap it up for her. She's pretty interesting, pretty fun. I don't think she's game breaking in any way, but she does have some utility, and I think for the things you would use her for, she is probably a little above average. The AoE strip is nice and could certainly come in handy. Speed and crit rate and one buff is nice, and then she's got the speed lead, so I would say she's probably like a 6 out of 10. She's a little above average for the things you would use her for. Again, there's probably better options down the road, but if this is what you got and you're earlier in the game, you could certainly put her to use and get something out of her. So that'll do it for her. I hope that this was helpful. If you have any questions about her, drop them in the comments. If you have any comments, if you're using her and you think she's better than I said or worse than I said, or you're doing some things with her I didn't touch on in this video, I would love to hear all of those things in the comments. I appreciate you watching. If you ever want to try to catch me live, I stream on Twitch every weekday at 6 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/JGigs. And that's going to do it. If this wasn't your champion, be on the lookout, because I'm doing my best to get through these as quickly as possible. So your champion is on the way if they're not already out. And that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one.